Good morning, wet shavers, coffee lovers, and podcast listeners everywhere. It's Mark with GeorgeTune.com. It's time for another second cup. So grab a cup of coffee, kick back, relax, put in your earbuds, adjust your speaker volume, and let's talk some wet shaving and a few other things in podcast form. In case you didn't know, Second Cup is a podcast that will give you some additional information that didn't make the Monday morning mailbag deadline. This might be something that is time sensitive. For instance, a sale that could be ending before the next 3MB airs, or a piece of late-breaking information that viewers have passed along that is equally time sensitive, or something else regarding the wet shaving world that needs to be broadcast in a timely fashion. And we'll also have some time to chit-chat and discuss some other things like coffee, movies, streaming shows, books, that sort of thing. So thanks for tuning in to Second Cup, and I hope you subscribe to the podcast, where you can also find episodes of the Monday Morning Mailbag in podcast form. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. We'll get the show underway in just a moment. Thanks for joining me. Well, good morning and welcome to the August 21st, 2023 episode of Second Cup. So great to be with you this morning. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. I am enjoying a cup of Dunkin' Donuts coffee this morning, and I am again using that Max Rona reusable K-Cup, and I used it in my Keurig K-Mini brewer, and it worked. Yeah, it worked in both the K-Express and now in the K-Mini. So it seems to be a universal reusable K-Cup that can be used in a lot of different Keurig models. So I wanted to give you that update on it. And it really brewed a nice cup of coffee this morning. I put in probably, I would say almost all the way up to the top of that coffee filter. And I added probably between 8 and 10 ounces of water, spring water. And it just brewed a really, really nice cup of coffee. And again, you know, you can vary your recipe. Add a little more coffee, add a little less coffee, add a little more water, add a little less water. Tailor it to your specific taste. Get your recipe and formulation down and enjoy a really, really nice cup of coffee. And that way you're not burning through a lot of K-Cups. And really a nice addition to the Keurig coffee makers that I have. The reusable Max Rona K-Cups for your Keurig coffee makers. Really terrific little item. And again, it's like $13 for 4 of those. So I don't know how long they're going to last, but I got 4 of them. So one for each of my Keurig machines and a couple extra just to have just in case. So how are you this morning? Again, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. Hey, to all you folks on the West Coast, I hope you're faring well. I know you've got this tropical storm coming through. I have a nephew, my nephew Tommy, who lives in Los Angeles, and I messaged him Saturday night, and I asked him if he was going to be expecting a lot of rain and that sort of thing. And here's what he wrote back. Hey, Uncle Mark. So currently, this would be Saturday night, this past Saturday night. So currently, it looks like it may start to rain overnight, and the majority of the day will be rain. We'll start to taper off Monday morning. Heavy wind, 20 miles per hour, around 5 p.m. I'm not too worried. I just don't want a blackout because I have some work to finish up. We will stay put. It's more slick roads and mudslides that I am worried about. I would think so. So, folks, I hope that if you're on the West Coast there in the area of that storm, that you have an internet connection, and that you're home, hunkering down and staying inside, away from the harsh elements that are out there. And slick roads are something you want to avoid. And I hope everything and everyone safe and sound there on the West Coast. So I hope you have a cup of coffee, you have power, you have an internet connection, and you're enjoying the Monday morning mailbag with me and everyone else. So we'll get the show underway in just a couple of moments. Let's pay a few bills and then on with the show. So I received this message from a viewer named Gary, And he has contacted the Monday Morning Mailbag in the past, and he sent along this comment a few days ago. And it's worth mentioning because we've been talking about traveling with a safety razor, and the fact that you can't use it. You can't take a safety razor in your carry-on bag, but you can still put the safety razor in your checked luggage, that sort of thing. And it's in regards to picking up some extra razor blades if you're on the road, you don't have any razor blades, or you forgot your razor blades, that sort of thing. And he wrote, "Hey Mark, maybe this is worth a comment. Not sure. You can decide for Monday Morning Mailbag or Second Cup. The enthusiastic wet shavers look for and use a large variety of available double edge and other blades, and we forget what ones are available from drugstores and variety department stores, which also have grocery and personal care sections. I just bought and tried a Vander Hagen double-edged blade, ice-tempered stainless steel. $3 for a little pack of 5 blades from Target. One shave now done, an excellent shave at slightly more than 2 passes. Gary." Wow, Gary, thanks very, very much for passing this along. There you go, folks. If you're on the road or just in your neighborhood and you've run out of blades and you're looking for a good blade that is low cost, give you a good shave, check out the Vander Hagen double-edged blades that are ice-tempered stainless steel. I think I might have some of these in my shave den. I have to check. If I do, I'm going to give them a try myself because I do have some Vander Hagen razors. I have that Vander Hagen safety razor, and I also have the Vander Hagen clone, adjustable clone that looks like the Futur, which is something else that Gary wrote us about. And he says right here, findable and actually in some of the stores of Rite Aid is this clone of the Merkur Futur called the Vander Hagen Twist Adjustable Safety Razor. Price is $20. Some viewers of Monday Morning Mailbag and Second Cup might be interested to know. Yes, we have reviewed this adjustable razor before. This is a clone of the Merkur Futur, and I gave it a very, very good rating because the blade balance was very, very good when compared to, say, the Q-Shave, which came all the way over from AliExpress. And some wet shavers reported the blade alignment on that Q-Shave was a little bit off, and the Q-Shave was like, I don't know, $10, $12, something like that. But the Vander Hagen seems to offer a little more quality control. And I liked it. It was a little more light. It was a little more lightweight, a little lighter than the Q-Shave, but it delivered a really nice shave. And again, an excellent choice for travel if you're taking a really nice upscale razor like the actual Merkur Futur. You don't want to take that when you travel because that razor is getting to be $75 and $100 and would be very, very costly to replace if you were to lose it or misplace it, or if TSA were to confiscate it because you accidentally put it in your carry-on, that sort of thing. But this Vander Hagen clone of the Merkur Futur, very, very good choice for only $20, and it's available at Rite Aid. It's also available online from Amazon still, I believe. If it is, we'll have a link to that. We'll also have the link where you can see it on the Rite Aid website. For those of you who are listening overseas, Rite Aid is a chain of drugstores here in the United States, and I believe they are coast to coast. So just so you know. So there you go, a couple of nice choices from Vander Hagen regarding blades and also a razor. If you are short something in your shave den or you find yourself on the road, know that you can get these razor blades from your local big box stores. Or if you're on the road at those big box stores, just go in. You can find those blades and also this razor at some of the larger retailed drugstores and big box stores out there. So thanks very much to Gary for passing this along. Again, folks, the Vander Hagen double-edged razor blade, ice-tempered stainless steel, and also the Vander Hagen twist-adjustable safety razor their clone of the Mercure Futur. Thanks again, Gary. Really do appreciate it. One of the topics we keep returning to here on the Second Cup and also the Monday Morning Mailbag is blooming shave soap, building a lather, a number of steps to do that, a routine, that sort of thing. Wanted to share with you again, because I may have shared this in the past, but it's worth repeating, a routine that Jimmy V Photography passed along for building his lather. And his comment was inspired by someone who just takes a few scraps of soap and kind of smashes or mushes that into the shaving bowl and then gets a wet brush and then builds a lather that way. That way they conserve a little bit of soap, but they're still getting a great lather. And Jimmy wrote here, the viewer who posted about the scrapping tiny amounts of soap is spot on. I think we all use way more product than needed, especially with soaps from Phoenix Shaving or Hoffman's or Ginger's Garden. Those build lather like crazy. Well, let me stop right there. I agree. CK6 builds lather amazingly well with just a few swirls. If you've seen my video reviews of any of these shaving soaps from Phoenix Shaving to Hoffman's to Sterling, etc., you know that I am swirling way too much to build that lather. It's just that I'm on camera and I want to make sure I have enough soap enough lather for a shave in case it's 3 passes, and also if it is 3 passes to show you the consistency in the body of the lather at the end of the shave, which is why I swirl a little more. But yeah, I agree with Jimmy absolutely. CK6, a few swirls is all you need, and then boom, lather, absolutely fantastic, and that's true of all these other great artisan soaps out there. So he says here, I think we all use way more product than needed, especially with soaps from Phoenix Shaving or Hoffman's or Ginger's Garden. Those build lather like crazy. My approach, though, is to bloom the soap as I love how the scent builds, then load my brush. My basic steps are: 1. Bloom the soap while I shower. 2. Soak the synthetic brush while I dry off. 3. Then dump the bloomed water into a little bowl. 4. I give the brush one good shake to get the bulk of the water out. 5. Swirl the brush 3 or 4 revolutions in the tub. No real pressure on the soap. And then whip the lather for 2 minutes. And then he times it using his Amazon Echo device, which I will not name because everyone's Amazon Echo device is going to light up if I say her name. It starts as nothing, but after 2 minutes, I have enough creamy lather for a smooth 4-pass shave. Wow. Absolutely fantastic. Jimmy, thanks very much for sharing those steps with all the listeners out there. Really do appreciate it. Again, folks, here's what he does. I'll recap one more time in case that went too fast for you. Bloom the water while he showers. He soaks the synthetic brush while he dries off. He then dumps the bloomed water into a little bowl. We've talked about that as well. A lot of other wet shavers do that as well. He gives the brush one good shake to get the bulk of the water out. He swirls the brush 3 or 4 revolutions in the tub. No real pressure on the soap, and then he whips the lather for 2 minutes, and he usually uses his Amazon Echo device named Alexa to time that, and he gets enough lather for a good 4-pass shave. Wow. Jimmy, thanks very, very much for passing this routine along to everyone. Folks, give it a try. It will give you a lot of lather. You're not overloading the brush, and you're not creating more lather than you need. So, as he says here, 3 or 4 good revolutions in the soap tub, and you will get heaps and heaps of lather. Thanks again, Jimmy. Really do appreciate it. Well, earlier in this podcast, we heard from a listener named Gary. He also passed along another recipe for building a lather. He's been experimenting with this on and off and sending us highlights and updates and that sort of thing. And this time around, he went into using soft water to build his lather. And here's what he wrote. Going into the topic of soft water for lather, I am more certain of this now. I currently use, last few weeks, soft water to pre-soak the brush and to add the soap to build the lather. Tonight's shave was about, not too accurate, 1/8 teaspoon of soap and approximately 5/6 teaspoon soft water for a face lather. More than enough for 2 passes for the face. Very wet and not too thin, not too dilute, and at least a fair amount of volume. Difficult to measure this. When using regular faucet water, usually I've needed a bit more than 1 teaspoon of water. I did not use distilled water. I used softened water, made that way by boiling water in a kettle on the stove. Hard water ions precipitate as carbonates, so by this, the water becomes softened. Gary, I did not know that at all. Just by boiling your faucet water like that, it becomes softer. I didn't know that at all. That's really interesting. You're gonna have to send me some more information regarding the science behind this. But it does sound like the soft water is giving you more lather with little less soap, little less water added to the recipe. And as you know, if you've been listening to the podcast or following the Monday Morning Mailbag from time to time, Gary and a few other viewers out there have been sharing their particular recipes using, I guess you could say, economical sizes of shave soap and water to build these huge heaps of lather. So very, very inspiring, Gary. Thanks so much for passing this along. So folks, if you're in that lane of economizing your shave soap and not adding a lot of water and still getting heaps of lather, try this recipe from Gary. Try a little softened water and give it a go and let us know your results from this. Gary, thanks very, very much for passing this along. Really, really do appreciate it. Well, I received this question from a viewer named A.A. Ron, and I believe I may have discussed this on a previous Monday Morning Mailbag or perhaps a previous Second Cup podcast. I can't really remember. I sometimes think I need an assistant to keep some of these things straight. Regardless, it's worth sharing again in case you missed any of those episodes. Here's what he wrote. Thanks, Mark, for that informative review. This was a review on the Phoenix Shaving Ascension Select razor. I've only used closed comb double edge razors, but for someone that's looking to get into the double open comb razor, would you recommend the Phoenix Shaving Dock or the Phoenix Shaving Ascension Select? How's the durability on those nylon washers over time? Saw your review on the Phoenix Shaving Dock too, and it seems like you liked both. Yeah, I did like both, but there are some distinct differences between the two razors. First of all, the Dock from Phoenix Shaving, that retails at $34.95. I can tell you right now, it is not twist adjustable, not at all. And the razor head is a little not as wide as the Ascension Select. So the end tabs on a razor blade are going to be felt a little more when you are tightening down that razor head. So they protrude just a little bit. Not enough to get in the way, but just know that they're not fully enclosed in that razor head. Does a great job. Absolutely does a great job. And I believe the handle is stainless steel and the razor head is a zinc alloy, Zamac. So it really is a terrific little razor, and the handle is shorter than the Ascension Select. Has some great knurling, terrific shave, good maneuverability. I like it a lot. It really is a very, very good razor, and at $34.95, it comes in at a nice price point. Now, the Ascension Select is the one that I would definitely pick between the two of them. Absolutely. No doubt about it. First of all, the end tabs of that razor blade are enclosed in the razor head. The overall construction of the razor is the same as the nickel-plated Dock. The Ascension Select has a gunmetal plating, but the handle is stainless steel and it has the removable flare tip. So you can get different colored flare tips to kind of customize the look of the razor handle if you'd like, which I think is a really, really nice selling point. And also you can just remove that flare tip if you want a shorter handled razor. That's also a nice quality of that razor. Again, the razor head is zinc alloy, Zamac, but the end tabs of that razor blade are enclosed in that razor head. The gunmetal plating on that particular razor head on the Ascension Select, I don't know what it is. It just feels a little more smooth, glides a little bit better on the skin versus the dock. Just my opinion. I'm going to have to try them side by side to really kind of clarify that. But that's kind of how I recall it. I love the Ascension Select, and it was my introduction to all the Ascension razors from Phoenix Shaving. And they're wonderful. They really are wonderful. That twist adjustability is worth the price of admission alone. I absolutely love that quality of it. You can just give that razor a little bit of a twist. It opens up the blade gap a little bit. And not only are you varying the efficiency and the aggression of the razor when you twist that handle open or closed a little bit, but it becomes a shaving adventure. There are no numbers involved. You're not, you don't know if you're shaving at level 2, a level 3, a level 4. The way I do it is I turn it a quarter of a turn or a 16th of a turn or an eighth of a turn, and I'm in the ballpark for that efficiency or aggression level. And it's wonderful. It really is. And it results in such a wonderful, wonderful shave. I absolutely love the Ascension razors from Phoenix Shaving, but the Ascension Select comes in at such a nice price point. It's just under $50. It's $49.95. And that's a really nice price point for a very, very versatile razor, a lifetime razor. Now, in regards to the nylon washers and the wear and tear, I really haven't had any of these razors, whether it be Ascension Select or any of the razors in my shave den, long enough to kind of gauge the longevity of any of these nylon washers. Just know that when you go up to Phoenix Shaving, you can buy a bag of washers, let's say about 10 of them, I think, for $1. So if you're up there shopping for a razor, whether it's the Ascension Select or some other razor or some shave soaps, for $1, you can throw in 10 of those nylon washers and you'll have them. You can also buy them in larger quantities on eBay. And they come with some of the razors out there come with nylon washers now, because I think the folks who are manufacturing and selling these razors realize that a lot of wet shavers in the wet shaving community use these washers to actually keep that base plate from becoming marred when you're attaching the handle to the razor. And I know that's happened to me. I've talked about it in the past with my Parker semi-slant. I just was taking it apart and putting it back together and kind of, looking it over when I first got it. And for some reason, I ended up maybe tightening the handle too much, or I don't know what I did, but I ended up marring that satin finish on the bottom of the base plate. And viewers were the ones who pointed out to me, hey, you want to use a nylon washer so that doesn't happen to any of your razors down the road. Now, there are some exceptions to the nylon washer based on the specific engineering and design of the razor. The one that comes to mind is the Rex Envoy. The Rex Envoy has a beautiful handle that inserts into the base plate with a countersink. Just absolutely beautiful, like hand and glove. And there are some others out there that really don't require a nylon washer. But the nylon washer for the Ascension Select is optional. The nylon washer will give you a little more of a turn to open up that blade gap just a little more, if perhaps your beard is a little more demanding than mine. But you can use the Ascension Select without that O-ring, and the twist adjustability will still work. Just know that the Phoenix Shaving Dock razor is not twist adjustable. I've asked this of Douglas Smythe before in the past, and he said, no, it's not twist adjustable. So yeah, that's kind of the long and short of it regarding the Phoenix Shaving Dock nickel-plated safety razor, a very, very good razor, and the Phoenix Shaving Ascension Select twist adjustable safety razor. I love the gunmetal finish. I love the price point. I love the removable flare tip. I love the fact that the end tabs of the razor blade are enclosed in the razor head. I love the plating on the razor head. It just adds smoothness and glide to the shave. And I think it's the better pick. So pay the extra $15, folks, and get the Ascension Select. It really is a terrific razor. And that stainless steel handle is absolutely wonderful. The knurling on it is great, very, very grippy. And the knurling on the original Phoenix Shaving Dock safety razor is also very, very good. A shorter handle, just so you know. So that's kind of the long and short of it in regards to the Phoenix Shaving Original Dock safety razor, which is nickel plated, and the Phoenix Shaving Ascension Select twist adjustable safety razor, double open comb. Both of them are double open comb, and I like them both. But if I had to pick one, definitely hands down, it would be the Ascension Select because it offers more, and that twist adjustability is just absolutely, absolutely wonderful. So AA Ron, thanks very much for the question. Really, really do appreciate it. Now, speaking of the Ascension Select double open comb twist adjustable safety razor from Phoenix Shaving, know that viewer Zach Norton has an Etsy store called Norton Custom Design, and he makes a 3D printed razor case that holds the Ascension Select. Absolutely beautiful. He's donated a few of these razor cases for the 10,000 subscriber prize package giveaway. Because he has two of them up there. He has one that will hold a Ascension Select double open comb twist adjustable razor, and another one that is designed to hold the Henson razor. Absolutely beautiful. And right now, you can get 15% off until September 1st, 2023. Just use the code 3MBAG. Again, that code is 3MBAG. The number 3, capital M, capital B, capital A, capital G. 3MBAG. Use the code 3MBAG and get 15% off until September 1st, 2023 at Norton Custom Design, an Etsy store. And he really is a fantastic, fantastic 3D artist when it comes to designing these 3D cases, 3D printed cases for razors. Really, really neat design. We've featured them on the Monday Morning Mailbag before, and check out a previous Monday Morning Mailbag to see these cases. Absolutely wonderful and fantastic. You can see photos of them on his Etsy store. But I wanted to mention that to you because the Ascension razor really is a terrific, terrific razor, the Ascension Select. That is a really, really terrific razor. And you can get this razor case made specifically for it. And it's beautiful. It comes in two versions. Comes in a full version, which also has a stand that you can hang your razor up to dry out after you've used it. And also comes in a slim version. Both are really, really terrific. So again, Norton Custom Design, the Etsy store, Norton Custom Design, 15% off until September 1st, 2023. Use the code 3MBAG. We'll have a link in the description below the podcast. Before I forget, I wanted to extend get well wishes to cartoonist Jeff Smith. I know Jeff Smith through the National Cartoonist Society, especially the Great Lakes chapter of the National Cartoonist Society here in Ohio. And whenever we get together, our paths cross. And I've had many a nice conversation with Jeff, and he is a very, very talented cartoonist and a really, really friendly guy. And we received this message on Facebook this morning via Jenny Robb, the curator of the Billy Ireland Library and Museum at The Ohio State University. And this is a special announcement that she shared with everyone from the official page of Jeff Smith, the official Bone page of Jeff Smith. Jeff Smith is the cartoon creator behind the comic book series Bone. And if you're not familiar with it, it is absolutely worldwide, and it has influences from Huckleberry Finn, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Walt Kelly's Pogo. Again, he is just a really, really super talented cartoonist and a really, really terrific guy, and very well known in cartooning and comic book circles. Anyhow, the announcement here is to our friends and fans. Jeff Smith is recuperating from a cardiac arrest suffered on Sunday. There will be a long road to recovery, so regrettably, we must cancel the remainder of his book tour this year. Our apologies to his fans who are coming to see him at RobCon in Virginia, CXC in Ohio, Bedrock Comic Con in Texas, and New York Comic Con in New York. We hope this is just a bump in the road and that Jeff will see you all next year. Thank you for your support and understanding at this time. Well, if you are a fan of the Bone comic book series by Jeff Smith, know that he will be recuperating, and hopefully he'll see everyone next year at those Comic Cons. And again, wishing you a very, very speedy recovery, Jeff. Hope to see you again very, very soon when you're up and around and fully recovered. See you at the next National Cartoonist Society gathering and get together. So again, folks, if you're a Jeff Smith fan of his comic series Bone, know that he's got a little bump in the road. He'll be recovering and hopes to see all of you again next year. Jeff, wishing you a very, very speedy recovery. Well, before I get out of here, since we've talked a little bit about traveling, I want to recommend a book to you. And here it is right here. It's a rather large paperback book. This was a New York Times #1 bestseller. I believe it was originally published in 2003. I'm holding a copy that was published in 2003. And it's about 974 pages. It's called 1,000 Places to See Before You Die, A Traveler's Life List by Patricia Schultz. This is an absolutely fantastic book. Let me get that name again. Patricia Schultz, Schultz, just in case I kind of slid over it the first time. But this is absolutely a fantastic book. It has all these great destinations for you to see, like Mackinac Island's Grand Hotel. Now that's spelled Mackinac. I believe it's pronounced Mackinac. Mackinac Island's Grand Hotel. The first thing ferry passengers spot as they approach Mackinac Island is the rambling white Grand Hotel, perched larger than life, high atop a hill, sheathed in emerald green lawns and untold thousands of blooming flowers. Yeah, it's this kind of descriptions that you find in all these destinations here. Here, you can visit the Boundary Waters Canoe Area Wilderness. Where is that? That's in Ely, Minnesota, USA. These are world destinations. You can visit the Balsams in New Hampshire, the Las Vegas Strip, the Bellagio in Las Vegas, Luxor and the Old Winter Palace in Egypt, the Siwa Oasis in Egypt. I'm just glancing through some of these different destinations. The Best of Sorrento in Italy. I mean, it's just loaded with all the Great Sahara. Absolutely, that's in Morocco. Just fantastic destinations. Sapporo Snow Festival in Sapporo, Japan. How about that? Also, let's see what else. I'm just flipping through. Can you hear me flipping through it? Rocky Mountain National Park. Frank Lloyd Wright Tour in Chicago. All the great buildings that he designed. And you can do that in chronological order. Saratoga Springs, the Biltmore Estate in North Carolina, Jackson Hole in Wyoming. Just wonderful. Portillo in Chile, cruising the Chilean coast, Antarctica. And there are wonderful sections here that are kind of split up into world sections, such as Australia, New Zealand, the Pacific Islands in one section. And then, of course, you have another section here. Let me just get to that other section here. The Caribbean, Bahamas, and Bermuda. And so everything is sectioned off here Here's another section here: Latin America, Mexico and Central America, South America, and Antarctica. It is a terrific, terrific book. 1,000 Places to See Before You Die, A Traveler's Life List by Patricia Schultz. And as it says here on the back cover, around the world, continent by continent, here is the best the world has to offer. 1,000 places guaranteed to give travelers the shivers. Sacred ruins, grand hotels, wildlife preserves, hilltop villages, snack shacks, castles, festivals, reefs, restaurants, cathedrals, hidden islands, opera houses, museums, and more. Each entry tells exactly why it's essential to visit. Then come the nuts and bolts: addresses, websites, phone and fax numbers, best times to visit, stop dreaming, and then come the nuts and bolts: addresses, websites, phone and fax numbers, best times to visit, stop dreaming, and get going. And again, this book is copyright 2003. I'm pretty sure that's probably been updated since this was issued here. Let me check, and I will let you know. Hang on 1 minute. Let me check Amazon. Yes, absolutely. It was updated in 2016. The paperback is $18.89. The hardcover is $34.14, and the Kindle version is $14.99. So you can get the Kindle version for just under $15. We'll link to the Kindle version if you have a Kindle, and that way you can download it right away and kind of go through it and figure out where your next journey will take you. So once again, 1,000 Places to See Before You Die, A Traveler's Life List by Patricia Schultz. And that wraps up another Second Cup. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. I sure hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, please share, please subscribe, and pass it along to a fellow wet shaver or friend. My thanks to everyone who commented and contributed to today's show. And I mean this sincerely. Without you, this microphone would be silent. If Second Cup or the Monday Morning Mailbag aren't showing up in your regular podcast feed, please drop me a line at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and we'll try to get it all sorted out. So again, thank you all very much. I look forward to getting together with you again on these podcast airwaves. Until then, enjoy the day, enjoy your shave, and enjoy that Second Cup.